The VTx cage assembly follows pretty much the same procedure as what we followed for the camera cage assembly. You're going to need your arm, your two VTx cage sides. These are left or right, doesn't matter, they're both identical. You're going to need your VTx tray itself, obviously your VTx and your antenna, and then these three little pieces, your 25mm standoff and two of your 12mm long button caps. So starting off with the tray and the components itself, you're going to need to want to tighten your antenna up onto your VTx. One thing you're going to want to do is just make sure that you tighten this down so that is flush, like so. Now, one thing to be careful of: do not over tighten these, because these things will snap off and break either the connector or you'll break it off on the board here. So be very gentle with these. Honestly, tightening it up by hand is probably more than sufficient. Once you got that down, this tray now it does matter. Either way, it's symmetrical about that. So what you want to do is you want to line up this edge here with that corner, and then you'll see the way I've lined it up, you can put a zip tie around there, one there, and you can put another one around there if you really want. So what we're going to do, we're going to take some hot glue. Now, the point of putting the hot glue down here is not to actually glue this on, it's just to offer relief to this SMA connector. So it doesn't take much, like that, and that's all you need. Then you place your SMA down, just noting this edge here, push that down, place it there, and you just hold that in place until it has dried. So like I said again, the point of this is not to actually glue this down. What is going to be fastening this down to the board is the zip ties. All this is doing is just taking up any spaces along there so that we don't strain the SMA or the board itself. So we just hold that in place. Okay, that's fine. Then we start feeding our zip ties through. Same with this. One thing to note here, the standoff comes pretty much across the top here, so in line with the zip tie. So make sure that the head of the zip tie here is rotated right down to the bottom, or else it'll foul the standoff later. And that is our VTx securely fastened onto this board. There are two antenna tubes included in the kit. If you only have one antenna, you only obviously need to install one of these. So taking your zip ties from the outside, feed it through inside there, do the same there. Feed the antenna tube through there and line this up with the end of the board there. Okay, then just tighten that up. And those are your two antenna tubes installed. I'd rather put these in now, because trying to put them in later around all the cage sides is a bit of a pain. As with the front of the frame, this points out, same direction as your antenna, you can place that on top. Your VTx cage sides pop in like that. Okay. There you go, nice tight fit. Same with this one. Just pop that into place. Like so. Make sure that those are aligned correctly, nice and square. Then this, the VTx tray is going to secure itself on those two tabs and on those two tabs. So these two tabs secure it on the sides here, like so. Our frame skids, blunt side, sharp side here. The pointy bit points outwards. So we're just going to go ahead now, clip that in place there, feed through one of our little button caps. Just start that off like that. Same thing, pointy side out. Okay, just nipped up a little bit, but that is now our rear VTx cage assembly done.